120 minutes of football, 106th minute winner. Spain, champions of the world for the second time. And then the final whistle blew at MetLife, and instead of a trophy lift, the beautiful game just stopped. What happened in the seconds after that whistle has now put 4 Argentina names in front of a FIFA prosecutor. This is what actually happened. Verified, no footage, no guessing. And what FIFA does next. How Argentina got to breaking point. What's confirmed versus what's just a rumor. The red card that never existed. And the investigation that's now live. Let's go. To understand the explosion, you have to understand the 90 minutes before it, because this didn't come from nowhere. Argentina was suffocated. Spain had the ball, the tempo, and the territory, and the reigning champions, the great survivors of this tournament, did not manage a single shot on target in normal time. Their plan was to disrupt, physical, chippy, spoiling, break Spain's rhythm, and drag it to penalties. And it half worked, right up until it detonated. Because in stoppage time at the end of 90, Enzo Fernandez, already booked, caught 19-year-old Pau Cubarsí and was sent off. Second yellow. Argentina played the entire 30 minutes of extra time a man down. 10 men, chasing a game against a team that already had a spare passer everywhere. And when Ferran Torres finished it in the 106th minute, what was left of Argentina, physically, emotionally, was empty. A proud squad, a man short, watching the trophy slip away in the last World Cup of Lionel Messi's life. That's the pressure. The whistle just released it. So when the whistle went, it didn't go quiet. It went off. If you want this covered straight, what's confirmed, what's only reported, and no invented nonsense, subscribe and tap hype. It's free, and it pushes us up the sport board. Now, what actually happened? Here's where I'm going to be careful, because a lot of what's circulating is footage being described, not findings being confirmed. And there's a difference. What multiple outlets consistently report, as Spain's substitutes sprinted on to celebrate, it kicked off near the halfway line. Nahuel Molina appeared to strike Spain captain Rodri as he ran past. That's described as the spark, reported, from footage, not at this stage an official ruling. Then the clear one, the one every outlet agrees on. Leandro Paredes grabbed Eric García by the throat and put him on the floor. He then shoved Gavi to the turf, before his own teammate Thiago Almada dragged him away. And the ugliest allegation of all involves the bench. Argentina's assistant coach, Roberto Ayala, was filmed appearing to strike Spain's Dani Olmo. I'll say that carefully. It's on camera. Multiple outlets ran it, and it is now part of a FIFA investigation. But it is an allegation being examined, not a proven finding. Through all of it, one detail worth holding on to. Lionel Messi didn't touch any of it. He went round and shook the Spanish player's hands. The man the whole thing was supposedly built around was the calmest figure on the pitch. And then came the strangest part of the night. A red card that trended around the world and never actually existed. For an hour after the final, one thing was reported everywhere. That referee Slavko Vincic had shown Paredes a red card for the throat grab, and that FIFA had then deleted it. Cover-up. Conspiracy. It spread fast. It's not what happened. The BBC's football issues correspondent Dale Johnson went out and cleared it up directly. His words, there was no rescinded red card, because there was no red card. He explained that a red was incorrectly displayed on FIFA's commentator information system, the data feed that pipes match info to broadcasters, and then removed when it was caught. An administrative glitch on a screen, not a decision that was made and buried. I want to be clear about this, because it matters, and because the channels chasing this story got it wrong. FIFA did not delete a real punishment to protect Argentina. A wrong entry appeared on a feed and was corrected. Those are very different things. And if we tell you the scary version, we're doing exactly what we spend every video refusing to do. The consequence, though, is real. Because no card was ever officially issued, Paredes faces no automatic suspension. As things stand, he's free to play when the international window opens in September, which is precisely why what happens next matters. The day after the final, FIFA's disciplinary committee appointed a disciplinary and ethics prosecutor to investigate the brawl, under Article 36 of the Disciplinary Code, which lets FIFA open a formal case and gather evidence for misconduct that goes beyond ordinary on-field fouls. That's the key point about the Phantom card. The absence of a red on the night doesn't close the book. It just moves the book to a different desk. A prosecutor can review all the footage, retrospectively, and recommend sanctions. And retrospective bans for post-match violence can run far longer than the one-match suspension a red card would have triggered. So the people reportedly involved, Paredes, Molina, Almada, and assistant coach Ayala, aren't in the clear. They're in a process. And there's a second thread running alongside it. Argentina are also facing a separate FIFA probe over a banner displayed after their semi-final. 2 open cases, 1 squad. In the same week they lost a World Cup final. However, this Argentina era is remembered. This is not how anyone imagined it ending. And here's the honest reckoning, because there are 2 ways to see this, and both are fair. 1, this was a disgrace, full stop. Gary Neville called it exactly that on ITV. Quote, "It's a disgrace." Joe Hart called the behavior disgusting. Alan Shearer said the reaction after the whistle was terrible. A World Cup final ended in throat grabs and a coach swinging at a player. There's no dressing that up. But 2, and this is the part the pylon skips, Argentina were a beaten, exhausted 10-man side watching the defining trophy of a generation vanish in Messi's last match. That doesn't excuse a hand round a throat. Nothing does. But it explains how a group of elite competitors, stretched to the edge for a month, came apart in the cruelest 90 seconds of their careers. Context isn't a defense. It's just the truth alongside the other truth. Football has always remembered its greatest finals for the moments that came after the winning goal just as much as the goal itself. Sometimes it's a celebration, sometimes it's a legendary speech, and sometimes it's an image that refuses to disappear. For Argentina, this final now carries both memories at once. The heartbreak of losing Lionel Messi's final World Cup match and the scenes that followed the whistle. Whatever FIFA decides in the weeks ahead, those final moments have already become part of this team's story. Not because they erase everything Argentina achieved, but because history rarely remembers only the trophy. It remembers how the night ended. So, pick a side. 1. Was that an inexcusable disgrace that should carry long retrospective bans? Or the understandable, if ugly, collapse of a broken team? 2. Does any of it stain what this Argentina side achieved? Or does it evaporate next to the football? And 3. If FIFA hands out heavy bans off footage, having issued no card on the night, is that justice catching up, or FIFA cleaning up its own mess in public? Comments now. Best arguments get pinned, and the second that prosecutors' findings drop, that's the next video. One thing to end on, because it's true and nobody else covering this will say it. No red card was ever actually issued, and nobody has been sanctioned yet. This is an investigation, not a verdict. Subscribe, notifications on, tap hype if this earned it. Pitchside FC, pick a side.